Hello everyone, welcome back to my sewing room. Welcome back to my channel. And if you happen to be new here, my name's Rebecca and I'm coming to you from Central Kentucky. And for all of you new subscribers, welcome. If you happen to be hearing something beating and banging, that is my husband Larry out chipping off some ice off of our back deck. We have run out of firewood up on our porch, and so just in case we would lose electricity, we have been burning the firewood. And I hope that everyone is safe from all the winter storms that's been going on. And this ice is going to be around for probably another week. I think we're going to get temperatures up to about 37 in the middle of next week. But for now, everything is coated in ice. And just in case we would lose electricity, we want to be able to have access to the wood. The wood pile isn't very far away from the house, but we do have a rack up on our back porch that we keep full of wood, and we've already went through that. So we definitely will be ordering some more wood this summer for someone to come and add to our stockpile. Now in today's video, I just have a few things that I'm going to share with you. You know that I am still working on my pinwheel and snowman quilt. Now, it's not just something that I can do in a week. This quilting takes time, so I keep a project in my sewing room at my machine, which is my snowman and pinwheel quilt that I'm working on. I also am working on another quilt that I'm putting on my quilting frame out in my living room. So when I'm out there spending time with my husband or watching a TV program, I have something to do. And I also got some cross stitch items that I can start doing a little cross stitching. I just like a variety to go to. But when I have it finished, and I just finished a quilt, the fall one, in my last video, so if you missed that, go back and watch it. But what I want to share with you today is what I call a rescue quilt. But before I get into talking about my two rescue quilts that I got, I want to tell you a little something about some things that I have for a project in the future. And this is a little country boy applique. A lady had made these and was selling them online, I think on eBay. It could have been Etsy. I've had them for quite some time. This one is one that's already pinned together. He's got his overalls, his little pocket, his matching shirt, and a little straw hat. And then you can see in the back, it's got the slits in it from the interfacing that she had done. These would be very easy to do. I did find this same pattern in an old magazine that I was looking at the other day, but I thought that these would be really cute. I'm not sure how many I got. There's 1, 2, 12. So those would be really cute on the little lap quilt, and I think that I will eventually put those on there and then sew that out. So that would be a really cute fall project to do this upcoming fall. So I have all kinds of projects to do in my sewing room. It's just a matter of taking the time and getting them done. Now, something that I used to do all the time, this is a stack of rag quilt squares. This was with a homespun fabric. Now that fabric is pretty expensive, and my nephew wanted one, and I made that and sent it to him. And I think I also made one for my niece Emily out in California, and I sent her one. I generally take these are 9-inch. These are already sewn up in the block. They just have to be sewn together. However, the way that I would lay them out was all matching fabric in a row, because these are all different fabrics in different colors, but it's all in a homespun quilt. And I used to make these and I would sell them on eBay. And I made quite a few of them, and I still have a lot of blocks to make rag quilts, but I'll have to show you how I do it one day. These are 9-inch, and then I just sew an X. I don't know if you can see it, an X on it, and I'll try to do a close-up and cutaway so that you can see what these look like. And in between the two fabric, I have a muslin on the back. I have warm and natural in the middle because I like to sew these together and then rag it out with just the fabric only without the centerpiece. But these are all sandwiched together. I think I have 90 of these, but since they all don't match in a row, I've come up with a new idea, and I think I've seen somebody do this, is that I want to cut down the center here and still just mix and match these where it just will be mixed all over the quilt. Now with the 90 at 9 inches, I think this makes a queen to a king size rag quilt, and that's pretty big. It would definitely fit over a bed, but I no longer do the primitive style in my home. So with this one, this may either be a giveaway for all of my viewers to enter, or I may just put it back on Posh and sell it. I'm not sure. So you'll have to make sure you're subscribed and stay with my channel, because throughout some of my videos, I may have some giveaways, just be a surprise unannounced. So be sure that you watched all videos to the end. I do have this as a project, and I have the little country boy appliques to go on a quilt. And I do have some strips, like 2.5-inch strips, that I maybe could use with the country theme. Wouldn't this be cute with the red check and then have all these little blue jean country boy applique on it? How cute would that be? So stick around and you'll see me work on that. Now let's get to what I wanted to talk about today. Now as I talk about it, I'm going to do a cutaway and show you some about what I'm talking about. This is the Dresden plate quilt, and when I seen this quilt advertised on eBay, this was years ago, they were selling it as I think it was up for bid for a cutter quilt. And what it was, and I'm not even sure that I could pick this out now, but there was some of the fabric, and some of it was, you could tell, very old fabric, but it was different. It was, some of them were not cotton. Like this green right here in it is not, well, it might be a form of cotton, but it's more like a linen cotton. And then some of it had just ragged out. So I had to pick that particular fabric in all of these blocks, and I just took my seam ripper and ripped that out and used that as the pattern and cut a piece. And I wanted to make sure that I got something that looked like the time period fabric, and I stitched that back in on each one of these. And then I hand quilted it out. It's all hand quilted on my frame. And then I stitched all the way around all of the ends, and then I put this beautiful blue binding, And the thing is, you can see my stitches on here, and that's okay. I am all about the homemade part of it. It's not perfect. I don't know that any quilt that I have ever put together, I could probably pick out my mistakes, but not a lot of people are going to see that. They're just going to see the beauty of the quilt at a distance. But they were going to sell it. I think I paid $44 for this, including shipping and everything. And I was just happy to get this. I took the time. Some of the fabric is still a little thin, but you can tell some of it is, some of the style of it is very old. And then I even hand stitched the binding on this one. It's all hand stitched. And I used and I'll show you the back of it, and I'll show you some of the close up. But I really can't pick out which one of these that I replaced. I don't remember what the fabric looked like because this has been a couple of years. But yeah, I don't know which one it was. I wish I could pick it out for you. But like I said, I wanted to pick something that just looked like it would fit in with these other fabrics uh, in their time era. And then I took a little template of a little flower and did in the center of each one of these plates. It's all hand stitched, and I just love it. I just love it. Okay, and that's why I call this my quilt rescue. It was I rescued this quilt from being a cutter quilt, and I just really don't like the whole idea of cutting up a beautiful quilt if it can be mended. And I was able to mend this one, and I just love it. Let me bring you the second one. So I have to ask you guys before we talk about this one is, what pattern in quilting do you think is the hardest? Now, I have read that most people think that the double wedding ring is one of the hardest quilts to piece out. And I'm not sure that I could pick any one. What I would think would be pretty hard to do. Some people think applique is pretty hard. And once you learn it, it is pretty easy to do. But I would have to agree, I think, especially with this quilt. This is on the smaller end of the double wedding ring. And as I unfold it, I will show you up close what this quilt looks like. This was another one on eBay that they were just selling as a cutter quilt. And I missed one, and I'm going to show it to you here. It is right here in this green fabric that had frayed out. And it's a different kind of fabric. It's not a tight weave fabric. So I had to go through and cut out all of these little pieces that frayed out or had holes in it and replace it. But guess what, guys? I missed one, and that's okay. That's just fine. And I just did not want to see this quilt just cut out and made into different things, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I put this on my quilt. I put this one on my quilt frame, and I hand quilted it out. It's all original little stitches. I used the same floral design in the middle of these as I did on the Dresden plate. And these are scalloped, and you're going to see my stitches on my binding. You're going to see stitches throughout. I used a white, and I'll show you the back as well. Now this was just a quilt top, and I did get a white bleached muslin fabric to go on this one. But I did scallop this, and it wasn't that hard. you know, if you look up close, you can see my rather large stitches, and that's okay. I love a quilt that's hand stitched and all of the love and the work that goes into it. And I will show you this one as well close up. And a lot of these fabrics, I would say that these probably could have been maybe in the 80s or 90s style fabric. As you look at it, you let me know what you think the fabric here is, because I really don't have a clue. I just rescued this quilt from being a cutter, and I replaced a lot of little pieces and stitched things up, and this is how it all turned out. But I love my rescue quilts, and if I see one that I think that I can work on, I will go ahead and get it. Again, I paid about $40 for the quilt top, I believe on eBay years ago, and I worked on this for quite some time, and I just love it. I love it. I love the scalloped ends to it, and I just love how this quilt turned out. This is by far one of my favorite quilts that I have. I have many quilts, and I have some from my mother and my grandmother, and then I have some that my sister and I have made. And so, anyway, I just am so happy that I could get these quilts and work on them and save them, and they still got a lot of life to them. And this is the smaller. These are probably about 1.5 inch on the wedding band part, and this has just turned out to be a beautiful quilt. So that is what I have to share with you guys, and I thank you for being here. Please stay safe and warm from the ice and storms and weather. One of the things that we did, we made sure we knew that the ice storm was coming. And this isn't the first ice storm that I've been in. I remember the 93, 94 ice storm. I remember the ice storm in 2003. And so this isn't the first one, but my husband and I were pretty prepared. We went ahead and cooked up several meals so that if our electric went off, our cooking stove is electric. But if we did have to heat something, you know, we could heat it in the fireplace or out on the back fire pit if needed to, which we didn't have to do. One day we did lose our heat for about an hour and a half, and we had our wood burner fireplace in our home. It's not a real big one, but it was enough to keep us warm and keep us safe. So we we also had extra water on hand, which we don't generally have a problem with our pipes freezing. But enough said about that. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for all new subscribers, and for my previous subscribers for watching my video. Until next week, I'll see you then.